Bill O'Reilly here, Thursday, January 9th, 2020. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Here's what's happening across our nation. The president considers peace talks with Iran. Stocks soar, oil prices tumble after Mr. Trump's address to the nation. House Democrats vote on limiting the White House's war powers. Bernie Sanders steps up his attacks on Joe Biden. Cancer death rates drop big. Also ahead, why President Trump was restrained in his speech yesterday. But first, Mr. Trump says he is willing to hold future peace talks with Iran following the attack on American troops in Iraq. The president telling Republican lawmakers he believes potential negotiations are possible, but only if the mullahs curb their violence in the region while abandoning their nuclear weapons program. Stock prices setting new records following the president's speech yesterday, while oil prices tumbled as fear of a potential Middle East war diminished. The cost of crude was up more than 4% after a U.S. drone strike killed the senior terror Iranian general in Baghdad last week. House Democrats voting on limiting the president's ability to wage war with Iran. Speaker Pelosi claiming the administration misled lawmakers on whether slain General Soleimani posed an imminent threat to the USA. The resolution would stop any armed conflict against Iran without congressional approval, but it will not pass the Senate, so it's another symbolic exercise by Ms. Pelosi. Bernie Sanders ramping up his attacks against Joe Biden on the campaign trail, telling reporters Trump will, quote, eat his lunch if Biden becomes the nominee. The far-left senator also trashing Biden's record on the war in Iraq and his willingness to limit spending on Medicare and Social Security. Doctors confirm the cancer death rate had the largest one-year decline in U.S. history, falling 2.2%. Researchers at the American Cancer Society believe the drop is mostly a result of new treatments for common types of cancer, as well as a dramatic decrease in smoking that has led to illnesses like lung cancer going down. In a moment, why President Trump did not strike Iran after it launched missiles at U.S. troops. Deborah's home was stolen. I don't mean thieves stole stuff. I mean scammers literally stole her home. The FBI calls home title theft one of the fastest growing white-collar crimes. This story is why you need Home Title Lock. Deborah says, quote, criminals found the title to our home online and filed fraudulent documents claiming they owned it. And it gets worse. Deborah, quote, I was evicted from my own home and $85,000 in equity gone. Nobody believes you can get your home stolen this easy, unquote. This is why you need Home Title Lock, because no insurance or bank protects your home from title theft. First things first, please go to HomeTitleLock.com and register your address to see if you're already a victim and don't know it. Then sign up to protect the legal title to your home so you don't end up like Deborah. And to get you started, I got you 60 risk-free days of protection. Please go to HomeTitleLock.com, HomeTitleLock.com. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. President Trump's speech yesterday was a good look for him. Instead of reacting emotionally to the Iranian rocket attack on U.S. and Iraqi troops, President took 9 minutes to describe Iran's terror activities and warn the mullahs to knock it off. Mr. Trump also said he does not want war and offered to even negotiate with Iran. Now, disarmed critics were stunned at the president's restraint, and that helped him with independent voters at home and people abroad who don't like America and or Donald Trump. The president appealed to American voters by showing restraint. And in wartime, restraint and discipline are needed by the commander-in-chief. But Donald Trump really is anti-war. If you read my book, The United States of Trump, it is clear, going all the way back to the Vietnam conflict, that Mr. Trump does not believe war in general helps the USA. And he really opposed the Iraq situation after initially supporting it, like many of us did, when the weapons of mass destruction controversy leaned toward Saddam Hussein having those weapons. Of course, it turned out he did not. Donald Trump is a man who wants good business. Above all, he's transactional. You need to understand that if you want to understand what's happening in the government. So war does not help American business, doesn't help the American people, unless we're attacked, of course, and have to defend ourselves. And you can make a case that Iran has been attacking the USA, but not on a level where we all feel insecure every day. President Trump has put his main competitor, Joe Biden, in a tough spot. Remember, as vice president, Biden opposed the action to take out Osama bin Laden. He was the only member of Barack Obama's cabinet that said no to the Navy SEAL raid in Pakistan. Now, Mr. Biden appears to have opposed the Quds Force general's demise. If Joe Biden had been president, that drone would not have been dropped on Soleimani. So now there's an opportunity for Donald Trump to say, well, what kind of commander-in-chief would you be? And Mr. Biden will be on the defensive. The president's speech yesterday allows America room to retaliate if Iran keeps it up. And that country might, because the mullahs do not want Donald Trump reelected. So keep your eye on that. Now, summing up, the critics in the media had a very hard time slamming President Trump's speech yesterday. That is the key. If the Trump haters couldn't find anything to bang him over the head with, that means the speech was pretty good. I'm Bill O'Reilly, and I approve that message by actually writing it. For more news analysis, please visit BillO'Reilly.com. In a moment, something you might not know. Millions of Americans have been diagnosed with cancer or a serious illness. If you are one of them, and money is a problem, you're not alone. It's simple. If you own a life insurance policy of $100,000 or more, then Life Guide Partners can evaluate your coverage for free to see if you qualify for cash now when you need it the most. Be ready to take down this number. If you own a life insurance policy of $100,000 or more, and you are living with a serious illness, then Life Guide Partners can evaluate your coverage free to see if you qualify for cash now. So write this number down, 1-888-GUIDE-50. Totally free to call. Get rid of those insurance premiums. Stop paying them. Consider turning that life policy into cash. The number again, 1-888-GUIDE-50. 1-888-484-3350. 1-888-GUIDE-50. Call now. Now, the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. Traveling can be one of the greatest pleasures, but it can also test our patience, especially in the air. Canceled flights, lost baggage, delays, air travel can be a hardship, especially all those hidden fees. Mostly introduced in the last decade, ancillary airline revenue, as they call it, generated $110 billion in 2019 alone. The average flyer handed out an extra $25 per flight, up from $8 10 years ago. Remain seated. These are the extra costs causing a little turbulence for air travelers. First up, booking fees. They get you before you even arrive at the airport. Airlines like Delta and United charge up to $50 if you book by phone or even in person. Best practice, buy online. You'll save some money. Luggage, another big source of revenue. Major U.S. airlines love your oversized bags, collecting more than $5 billion in additional fees last year. Some get you for carry-ons plus each checked bag. Prices range between $25 and $200 for the excess weight, so pack light or ship ahead. Bringing along the family pet will also cost you. Airlines charge upwards of $200 for creatures kept in cargo. Some folks travel with emotional support animals. No charge there, but you have to have paperwork to prove it. Legroom, also a premium on planes. If you are looking to unbend your legs, could cost as much as $300 for an upgrade to a larger seat situation. Now, if all those hidden costs make you want to grab a drink, they'll get you there too. The in-flight food and beverage costs double digits up in the last decade. Booze especially is pricey on the plane. All these fees can add up to hundreds of dollars, but if you think that's steep, here's something you might not know. The most expensive flight in the world, $64,000. The package from New York City to Abu Dhabi includes a 3-room private cabin, limousine service to the airport, a butler, and a chef. Back after this. There are thousands of abandoned animals in the USA that need our help. I am partnering with Delta Rescue, the largest no-kill care-for-life animal sanctuary in the world. Founded by actor Leo Grillo, who left Hollywood to devote his life to saving abandoned animals, Delta Animal Sanctuary is a one-of-a-kind rescue unit. They are staffed by trained attendants who look after each animal, providing them water, treats, toys, and affection. Support Delta Rescue and put your legacy to work. Each life-saving gift helps Delta fulfill their mandate to rescue and care for animals. Request a free estate planning package at deltarescue.org/bill. For a limited time, you can watch The Rescuer free, only at deltarescue.org/bill. The Rescuer is an award-winning documentary about Grillo's 2-year rescue of a family of 21 dogs abandoned in the wilderness. deltarescue.org/bill. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.